so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked. That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode number 24. My name is Casey, also known as Razadon. I am joined, as always, by my dear friend Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everyone.
What's going on, everybody?
And today, twitch.tv/Razadon is experiencing some technical difficulties. So if you're watching this live, that's the reason we're streaming on Tanner's channel. Twitch has been having issues with people going live. Some can, some can't, and that's how it shook out today. So Tanner was able to go live. I'm not. Here we are. So his overlay, what you're looking at now, it's not changing until we start gaming. So deal with it. Number one. Number two, if you're watching the video version of this, it's going to look very similar to every other episode. I'll still be able to show graphics on the uploaded YouTube and Facebook versions, but you won't be able to see Tanner's face cam on these versions. But let's be honest, you're not missing much. So that is how our night has started. With that said, I've been very excited about tonight's episode because I have a lot of words for Infinity Ward. I want to remind you that when weird shit like this happens, this is why you don't want to only follow twitch.tv/Razadon. You also want to follow twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot. Because every once in a while, if I have some crazy technical difficulties, we'll have to stream this on Tanner's channel. So we're going to have to make him or give him a setup that is pod capable soon. So just keep those things in mind. A couple announcements. The Discord is genuinely popping now. It is thriving. I'm waking up every day to like multiple messages. Just self-sufficient chats, conversations that don't require my input. Like, it's actually its own kind of ecosystem now, with community members kind of chatting amongst themselves, asking about what kind of GPUs to get, CPUs, looking to run games, etc. So the Discord is getting nice and big, and it's actually bringing people some utility now. And you require a certain number of people to get that level of utility, but we are actually at that place now. That has become evident in the past probably 5 days. So it's a useful place to be. It's a fun place to be. You'll be privy to announcements such as, red alert, the stream isn't happening at Razadon's channel. It's happening on Tanner's, and other things like that. So join the Discord. The link will be in the notes. And it's also underneath the panels in Tanner's stream or mine if you're watching the rated version. By the way, if you're watching twitch.tv/Razadon right now, go to Tanner's channel so you can participate in the chat, because it's two separate chat windows even though I'm hosting Tanner right now. So I'm not going to see your messages unless you're typing them in Tanner's channel. So make sure you hop over there. Let's see. I did get my new router. It seems to be working pretty well. Definitely better than my old one. Uploading videos and stuff is a lot smoother. I won't bore you with the details, but it does seem to be helping. What I'm not sure about is if it's going to be stream capable yet. Obviously, I can't test that tonight since Twitch isn't even allowing me to go live. But I should hopefully, inshallah, read a book, the Quran specifically. We'll be able to do that on Saturday after the pod. So hopefully the new router's working. I can get some game streams back in. That would be fun for everyone. And that's pretty much about it. Any other announcements, young Tanner?
No, I really don't have any announcements. Sorry for the scuffed as fuck viewer little I'm sorry. Doesn't look great, guys. We'll figure it out.
It looks terrible. And it's just going to be completely static. It's going to look like this for the entire stream. So if you're here live, you're just going to have to deal with it, and you're going to have to indulge in the listening experience, which is the vast majority of consumer experiences for this podcast anyway. It is perfectly serviceable audio only, as the vast majority of you know. So it's going to be fine. And it's only one day, and you'll figure it out. And also, it's a very unique circumstance where Tanner can stream, but I can't. Like, that's very weird. So I don't anticipate something like this happening again, but you never know. With that said, we do have a lot to discuss today. Starting with, boy, we have a lot of fun fucking stuff to cover today. And we are, of course, starting that with section 1 of our Wednesday episodes, recent patches. So, first thing they did, playlist update. I don't know why this is here, but I'll go over it now. If you guys remember, we talked in a couple episodes ago, we talked about Anaya Palace getting removed from multiplayer Ground War. And we were confused about this. Like, why would they do that? Apparently, they are fixing bugs. It only took them 5 days to tell us that's why they did that. But that is why they took Anaya out. So hopefully we should see that soon. Now, what Infinity Ward is better at than fixing bugs is introducing them. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we continue on this pod. And now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, which is the Modern Warfare in Warzone April 28th update, patch 1.2, 1.20 as some might call it. Let me catch up on chat here real quick. Bloodless, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. He's a fucking demon on the credit card, just swiping that money.
Another one, so.
You love to see that. Let's see. Claptimus, welcome. Bloodless, welcome. Damascus Impaler, welcome. Crichton, what's up, dude? Let's see. Modular Kid, welcome. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here. With that subscriber 1 month AK, you love to see that. You love to see that. It's too dark though, can't tell what it is, so change it. Let's see. You better bring your A game tonight, says Crichton. I'll keep that in mind. This isn't a discussion. I have a Louis Vuitton is what I'm assuming you're referring to when you say Louis wallet. So yeah, I'm a materialistic bitch. Go ahead and refund the 5 subs you just got, Tanner. Because those are not the type, that's not the type of person I would accept gifted subs from, so just keep that in mind. Still no meme hentai section in the Discord. Yeah, there never will be, so keep that in mind. Blood had to resub to me to use the K emote, so that's what we call an investment. That's why we purchase emotes in this small but vibrant and extremely humble community. What else do we have? Lucky Charms, welcome. We are playing tonight after the pod. Got the PC set up. Fuck yeah, Fazbro. Have you run any games? I hope that it's been running well. Let us know. I didn't see anything in the patch notes. There will be many things in the patch notes. Tanner, link your Discord to Twitch so the Discord can see when you're streaming. I can't believe you haven't done that. Tanner, write that down in your phone now. Because then it'll tell, write it down now. So,
Blood, thank you for another gifted sub. Thank you, dude. Welcome, Faz. What's going on, dude?
Faz, dude. Faz is an MVP at twitch.tv/Razdon, and he's soon becoming one. He's a rising star in twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot, so you love to see that. All right, we're all caught up as far as I can tell, so can't wait for Tanner to get some emotes. Yeah, he's gonna have to get right the fuck on that. So anyway, let's get into this patch. Patch 1.20 is now live. As I've told you guys before, when we do go over these patch notes, I'm not going to be going through everything. I'm going to be hitting key points If you wanted to read the full patch notes, you are at liberty to do so. You can find them anywhere. Use Google, read a book. But we're going to be hitting the important patch notes and having a little conversation about them. So first thing is the playlist update. So they've introduced English a blueprint gunfight. So this is a gunfight mode, just like the normal one, except the only weapons you get are blueprints. So like the XRK M4 would be one of the blueprints everyone gets for 2 rounds. Corpse Digger, Dragonov would be the only blueprints everyone gets. I think this is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's basically the same thing as other gunfight. Because even in regular gunfight, your weapons have attachments. They might not have as many attachments, so blueprint might be a little bit different, but it's going to be largely the same type of thing. Reinfected Ground War. So this is the ground war where it's infected, and there's a bunch of zombies. A little bit different now, though. More people start infected in this game mode, so it gets started sooner. And also, the zombies parachute in instead of just spawning as normal. So shit gets actually kind of wild, I would imagine. Now, am I ever going to play this game mode? Absolutely fucking not. But if you're really drunk and something like that sounds fun to you, have at it, Haas. 3v3 cranked gunfight. What is your opinion on this, Tanner?
That actually sounds so much fun.
That does sound fun,
I think that could
right?
be fantastic. It would be better if it was 2v2. I don't like 3v3 gunfight. We've won a 3v3 gunfight tournament, though, because we're gods. But yeah, dude, cranked. I love cranked, so I'm a big fan of that. Definitely going to try that.
I think that's very cool. I think that's a very cool idea. I agree with you that 3v3 is not good, especially because the maps were very obviously designed for 2v2, especially when you look at a map like Stacked. 3v3 is too many people. Gulag Showers, 1v1 is too many people.
Yeah.
So a lot of those maps is just a fucking chaotic mess in 3v3. So can you imagine 3v3 cranked on Gulag Showers? Like, shit is going to get so wild. So wild. But it does sound like a lot of fun. So that's another playlist. Go ahead.
I just don't understand why they had to make it 3v3, really. It's like, just, I don't know, leave it 2s. Put blueprint in next week. This week should have just been regular cranked gunfight. Next week, do the blueprint. I feel like not that many people like 3v3, so I don't know why it seems like they're pushing it so much.
And it's like not that many people play gunfight in general. So why would you introduce 2 unique gunfight playlists at the same time?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have that many gunfight players anyway, relative to the entire player base. So don't release 2 at the same time where you're going to further dilute that player base. That seems dumb to me. But I do think 3v3 cranked gunfight would be fun. By the way, for the uninitiated, cranked is when if you get a kill, all of your movement and handling is faster by a lot, by like 70%. So you reload faster, you move faster, your ADS movement speed is faster, you run faster, you just move more quickly. So it kind of incentivizes being aggressive, which is, you know, fun. So, and then they brought back the favorite playlist since the inception of this shit game, Shoot the Ship 24/7. So this is a playlist of 24/7 6v6. Shoot House and Shipment are the only 2 maps. And interestingly, in this mode, it includes Cranked, which we just discussed, and Grind. Now, I've said this probably 5 times on the podcast, and I'm going to say it again. What does Grind mean, Tanner? What is that?
No, don't care.
Okay, so neither of us know what Grind is. So I don't know what Grind is. It's a variation of a game mode. It is a game mode, but we don't know what it is. So you can look into that. But
how about this? Give me the fucking map grind, not the playlist. How about that, huh?
The first time they announced that Grind was being introduced to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I texted the what's it called? The Instagram group chat, the fire group chat. And I was like, dude, grind. Fuck yeah, I'm so excited. And then I was like looking for screenshots and I wasn't finding any. And then I slowly dawned on me that this was a play type. It wasn't the map. And I was deeply upset because grind is an excellent classic Call of Duty map. So anyways, moving on. Warzone, we have solos, trios, and quads. And then for those of you who don't speak Latin, that is 1, 3, and 4. Now, for those of you Mensa members listening, what's missing in this sequence? Tanner?
Duos. Duos are definitely missing.
Duos are still missing, which is a complete fucking travesty. I don't know. Let's get into this now. We've seen Plunder duos. Why have we not seen Warzone duos? What is the reason?
I don't know. So when trios were the first game type announced, they kept saying that trios and all their testing played better than quads, played better than everything else. And when quads did come out, a lot of people complained like, yeah, quads fucking suck in this game. I think people have kind of just gotten over it. But the sheer amount of players that are on Warzone, you could have solos, duos, trios, quads, teams of 5, teams of 10, and I still wouldn't have to look more than 15 seconds for a lobby. So I don't get it. Just put them all in there. I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, didn't they say like 90 million people have played Call of Duty Warzone? And even
I don't know
if
it was that much.
whatever number it is unacceptable that they haven't added duos yet. And I can't understand why. I literally don't understand why. I don't even have a hypothesis because I've been thinking about this and I'm a deep thinker, as you guys know. I read books. I don't lately because it's 2020 and we're quarantined, which would be an excuse to read more books, not fewer. But hey, welcome to 21st century living. But regardless of all of that, I cannot conceive of why there are not duos. It wouldn't split up the player base too much. It wouldn't play very differently than threes or solos. So I don't understand why they haven't introduced it, particularly because they've introduced Plunder duos. So like, why not also do that with Warzones? Because the number of players in a Plunder lobby is exactly the same as the number of players in a Warzone lobby. So if you're happy with teams of 2 in Plunder, why are you not happy with them in Warzone? And if you're not unhappy with them in Warzone, then what is the prohibiting factor here? Why aren't we seeing Warzone duos? I feel like people are clamoring for this. Have you seen people asking for duos?
All over Twitter, it's people tweeting at the devs being like, where are duos? Bring duos. And it's turning into that thing where, you know, Infinity Ward posts the patch notes or whatever, and just the whole comment section, all the top comments like, give us duos, where are duos? It's like, come on, just add them in. And they haven't even said a single thing about it. They haven't even, I mean, they've never responded to anybody that I've seen it. They just fucking ignore it all.
They sure as fuck did. And now we're not going to go over all of chat right now, but I do want to highlight a particular comment, which I think has quite a bit of substance. So this is Claptimus Prime 3. Claptimus says, is Tanner taking his week hiatus? 2 question marks for emphasis. Since no duos, trios does play way better than quads though. So Tanner, can you explain to the community why is Claptimus making this comment? What does he mean by that? Why would he imply that you're taking a week hiatus at this
I think he's off his rocker or something, dude. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know.
Try again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Try again.
I said if duos weren't added in this week to this update, that I was not going to play the game for at least a week.
That's how confident Tanner was that they were going to add duos in this patch.
There was a 32 gigabyte update, and they didn't add duos into that. That's mind blowing. That's
Well,
actually
is it
fucking
though?
mind blowing.
Is it though?
It's Infinity Ward, so it's not.
Exactly.
It's not mind blowing because it's
Exactly.
Infinity Ward, but it should be mind blowing.
There is no rhyme or reason to what Infinity Ward has done with this game this year. There's no logic. There's no coherence. You can't find a pattern because none exists. So you can't. No soothsaying or crystal balling or tarot card reading is going to help you when it comes to Modern Warfare 2019 Game of the Year, because none of their decisions have made any fucking sense. So it might have looked like it was logical to assume that duos would have been released today. But of course, that ignores the very obvious fact that Infinity Ward has not been operating on a logical basis for the entirety of this game. So sadly, we have not seen duos, and I want to just flag this point to tell you, Tanner made a prediction, and he was absolutely fucking wrong. So let's start there. Let's start there. So Claptimus, great question, and I'm glad you've brought it to our attention.
Let's bring something else to the table here.
Is
Don't
this-
forget everyone.
is this-
Don't
no,
forget
is
everyone
this
to
relevant?
completely ignore the episode where Rasanon talked about
No,
buying
wrong.
a PC
Fake
because his
old
specs
news.
were all wrong.
Fake
so.
old news. We've gone
Okay.
over this. We don't need to discuss it again.
Okay.
So
Okay.
don't try and get out of this one, bitch.
Okay.
All right. So
I
anyways,
won't play for a week. I don't give a fuck. Hey, why don't you stream tonight, idiot?
shit on. Okay. So there are plunder trios now. I think they took out plunder duos. And then they've also introduced, Jesus Christ, I can't talk today. They've also introduced this most wanted contract. It's a new contract type in Warzone. Instead of a random operator being marked on your TAC map, when you pick up this contract, you are voluntarily putting a bounty on yourself for any squad to see in Verdansk, the map, the whole map. Of course, this great risk does have some great rewards. Do you know what the reward for that is, Tanner? Because I read it somewhere. I don't remember it verbatim, though. Or
For the most wanted contract?
Yes.
So the reward is, if you survive, everyone in your squad gets a revive token or something. So I don't know exactly how it works. I didn't have time to play today, unfortunately. I was under the impression, though, I don't know if you just don't have to go through the gulag, if it's like a self-revive thing, or if you just spawn back in and fly in.
So I've gotten two impressions. The first impression is what you said, where it's like you give all of your squad mates, including yourself, an auto redeploy like token or status. So if you take this contract and then you guys survive, then the next time you die after having completed the contract, you'll automatically redeploy. But I also saw someone on Twitter saying or implying that instead what it means is, let's say you're the last person alive and then the contract finishes, it'll auto deploy your squad mates at that time. But if you die after that, you won't auto redeploy. I don't know which of those two is the case. If the case is the former, I think this is a really good reward, because you can really increase your odds of winning by taking this contract if you give everyone like a token to auto redeploy whenever they die. Because then you're going to have a self-revive, and even if you can't get that off, you auto redeploy. That's really good. But if the case is the latter, then it does not seem worth the risk, because if someone is dead on your team, it's far easier to just go buy them back than it would be to mark yourself on the map for every other fucking enemy in the game to come fuck your ass. And when you are down squad mates and then you opt to mark yourself, you're just making it even more difficult, when it would be far easier to just go buy them back, depending on how many people are missing in your squad. So I am curious how this works. I'm hoping it's the former, but again, that would imply that there is some logical coherence to the Infinity Ward design strategy, which there does not appear to be. So I don't know how this works. I'm sure by the time many of you are listening to this, you'll know how it works. So I've assessed both possible options as far as I can tell for you. So those are my thoughts on that.
I also heard, so they took out regular bounty contracts when they added those in.
Yes, they did.
And there's a lot of people complaining about that. I don't know why they had to take both out. It doesn't make any sense. But so you can have a bunch of most wanted contracts up. It's not like there's just a few on the map. Like I saw people talking about this and they were saying their map is just covered in little red crowns like Plunder. And there's like 10 or 15 of them all over the map. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I mean, it's just poor design philosophy. And what is it? The number one thing that this tells me is that they didn't test this at all. They might have tested if the code works. So like they might have tested whether or not your game crashes if you pick up the contract. But beyond that, there was no play testing done here, obviously. Because if these new most wanted contracts are as plentiful as bounty contracts used to be, which is exactly what it sounds like the case is, my voice cracked, then yeah, your map is just going to be littered with people taking this contract. And then it reduces the risk of taking the contract, because if there's a bunch of most wanted teams on the mini map, you don't have to be nearly as afraid. So then if you get a really powerful reward like an auto redeploy, it's almost too easy to get if those contracts are so abundant. So this is something I think there are two unanswered questions here, which we've just raised. So I think we would have to play this and figure out what the case is and then see how it plays to assess it. But I would be amazed if this plays well, regardless of what the actual circumstances of the contract are. But again, it's dumb. And as Tanner, as you said, taking out the regular bounty contracts to add this in was another complete fucking disaster. Because those were fantastic. Those were super fun. And they were spicy, useful, and the most fulfilling part of my Warzone experience was hot dropping, picking up a bounty immediately, and then you have an idea of where a team is, so you can go fuck their ass. So to get rid of that in favor of this like inverse contract just doesn't make sense. They could have done both, and they should have also restricted the number of most wanted contracts to very few on the map, because that way it makes it more dangerous to pick it up, because you're only one of 3 teams max that has the contract or whatever. So that's what I would say. Tanner, can you peep chat for me real quick?
Nuka what 97 with 5 gifted subs. Thank you, dude. BBB Poe, Lucky Charms, Jedi Knife, Drop Bodies, Cameron Hill. Welcome to twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot.
Hell fucking yeah. Nuka what?
By the way,
Nuka what? Did you
I have
just
a question
give
real
5
quick.
subs, Nuka?
Is the
I'm
stream
playing...
recording gonna hear this?
Yes.
As in like the no. As in like the like when I get a sub, is that gonna be?
No.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
No, it won't. Okay, yeah. But I was just playing on your username, so don't cancel me. I've had a lot of cancelable episodes lately, but that is your name in Twitch chat, NUCCA__WUT97. So thank you for the 5 gifted subs, young man. Tanner Dropshot does appreciate it, despite his lack of enthusiasm in thanking you. But welcome to this small but vibrant and extremely humble community. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here. on behalf of the Dropshot LLC Incorporated trademark patent pending.
Damn, dude.
So,
yeah, thank you, dude. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. Thank you. We do appreciate that for sure. With that said, anything else on that bounty contract you want to add, Tanner?
No, sir.
Okay.
Put regular bounties back in. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. And also restrict the number of those. But we, like I said, we have to play it some to kind of assess what we think of that, which we will do. Let's see. So now we're going to be looking at proper patch notes. I'm going to scroll through these and I'm going to kind of highlight. And Tanner, do you have these patch notes pulled up? Can you scroll through these and highlight what you want to talk about as well? If you see anything, just bring it to my attention.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go through, and if I miss anything, let me know.
Hold on a second. Nuka said, been here for a couple weeks. Just been listening on Spotify. First stream I caught. Hell yeah, dude.
Nice,
That's awesome.
bro. Nice.
Glad you finally made it to the stream. That's what we always say. You know we always say that. It's best to be here live. Really appreciate you coming out, dude. And appreciate the gifted subs.
Yeah, for sure, man. It is best to be here live. Unfortunately,
it's usually much better quality.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, you've come at the worst possible time to be here live because I'm not able to stream. So normally, Nuka, I don't know if you've seen any of our video episodes, but normally I stream it on my channel, twitch.tv/Razanon. Make sure to follow it. And I have it set up to stream the podcast. So I'm able to show notes, graphics. I'm able to show both of our webcams, etc. Twitch has been weird today. It did not allow me to stream. So we're doing an impromptu, off the cuff, kind of jerry-rigged, MacGyvered stream on Tanner's channel, just so we can get it out to the public. But rest assured, our production quality is much better than this. And if you wanted evidence of that, you could always go to youtube.com/c/Razanon, which I typed in real time. I work in an office. So go ahead and go there, look at the playlist, the Dropshot, and you can see what the streams normally look like. With that said, Tanner, there's something else kind of weird going on. There's a lot of gray boxes. What's going on over here?
Everyone's going nutty tonight. Claptimus Prime with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate it. To Buff Bunny, Nick, fuck you, Nick. Just kidding. He works with me, so I can say that. Kitchen Sink, Resi, and Point Break. Welcome, Claptimus Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you everybody. Jesus Christ, everyone's going off tonight.
This is a fire stream.
Hey, thanks, Raz, for your stream not working.
That's
idiot.
Exactly what I was gonna say, dude. I'm glad, dude. I'm glad because I like all this love. Tanner needs it. Tanner needs
really
it.
Appreciate it, guys.
He's closing the gap, dude.
You can start going over those notes. I'm gonna go take a quick break. Be right back.
He's gonna go pee out of his micro penis.
That's what. Yeah. Hey, come on, don't tell people I have a micro penis.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna go over the notes, but Claptimus, thank you for that. Kaylee, welcome. Sizzler, Sync, nice dude. Sync is here. Resi and Point Break. What's up, boys? Welcome back, all of you, and Kaylee, boys and Kaylee. I'll catch up on chat here while we wait for Tanner. So, any info on red access cards? Not much, modular, but we're going to be getting into that pretty soon because I do have some documents to show you.
Black helicopters.
To that effect. Just run duos and run quads. Okay, Damascus. Quick maths from Damascus Impaler. I feel like they're saving multiplayer for last just to edge us. I'm not. It's just they know that the people only care about Warzone, so they put those notes at the top. I thought I got a Valorant key. Instead, it was a sub to this channel. It gets shit on low cap. I'm glad you're not able to play Valorant because it's a fucking shit game anyway. As soon as you accept into your heart and soul that Valorant's not a good game, you'll get your key for it. That's just the way of life. So, Raz and Tanner really want to run.
I'm trying to pee and I can't even pee without getting gifted subs.
Did he get more gifted subs?
Nucko, what, with another 5?
Holy
shit. The Milkman, Z3, Pleb Bon. I don't know what that guy's name is. I'll call him Boat and J-Rock. Dude, thank you. Really appreciate it. Hell fucking yeah. Let's go, boys.
It's pleb on a boat. Read a book.
So yeah, that's your favorite word, by the way, pleb.
Okay.
That's the only word he used to use 5 years ago. Let's leave it at that.
I go through phases of using a word for every other word I say, and then I never revisit it ever again. I'm just a walking meme. So, Stret 4000, Milkman Bro, 0182, Pleb on a Boat, and J-Rock 81. Welcome, boys. Honor and a privilege. Nuka, we are very grateful, dude. I appreciate it, man. Tanner appreciates it as well. That is very generous, and we're glad you've made it. And that shitternet got Raz bad. That's true, but also this is Twitch's fault. It's not my internet's fault. It's literally not letting me go live. It's not like it's letting me go live, but the net quality's bad. It just doesn't work. And it's a bunch of people have been having that issue with Twitch. So anyways, all right. So Nuka, thank you again, dude.
Thank you, dude. Really appreciate it.
It is very nice of you. But let's try to go through these fucking fixes. So this one's cool. Added a challenges tab to the main multiplayer screen for easier access. So now you don't have to go through the barracks menu to access your challenges and change them and shit, which is great. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. This is really cool, actually. Currently, white text will appear when someone is speaking, regardless of which team they're on. Now, when someone's on an enemy team, their text will appear red. I actually like this quality of life change quite a bit, because then I know it cuts in half the number of people through whom I have to look to mute someone who has an open mic and a smoke alarm blaring in the background when I'm in the pre-lobby, for example. So that's cool. Let's see. Various out of bounds and exploit fixes. We've seen this note before. The last time I saw that they fixed an exploit on a map, they not only didn't fix it, but there was even more of it. The very same patch. So there have been various and out of bounds and exploit bugs added to the game is what you should take from this note. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. This is Infinity Ward's priorities summed up right here. All right, quote. This is from infinityward.com, by the way. Quote. Fixed an issue with Kruger's eyes while completing a finishing move. So these are the types of things that Infinity Ward has decided not only to patch, but to write into their patch notes. So first of all, they write in about 40% of the changes they actually make. And this is one of those things. So they've not only patched this, but they've added it to the notes, right? But you still can't use Field Upgrade Pro without throwing a sticky grenade at your own foot, which has been a bug not only since the game launched, but even since closed beta. So welcome to Infinity Ward, where logic and reason and rationality have gone straight out the fucking window. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. This is interesting. Tanner, listen to this. Fix the bug where white lighting could be seen while moving or firing a weapon near specific locations. Is this a fix for when I have my Damascus camo equipped on any of the guns for which I have Damascus, which is all of them because I got Damascus, like blinding me with its glare when I'm ADSing on some 12-year-old's head? Is that what you think this means?
It's not. Sadly, that would be the game's visibility. This is that bug I was talking about. Remember, like a few weeks ago, I was like, dude, I keep seeing these lights flash. It's been gone for a long time. It lasted for about a week. So it's definitely been quote unquote fixed for me. I guess maybe other people are still having the issue. So I'm glad they fixed that. Hey, you're fucking 3 weeks late, but thank you anyways.
Yeah, well, they've finally written it into the notes. Yeah, so, okay. Well, that's good still. Because that was an annoying bug, I would imagine. I didn't have it, but I have a 2080 and a 9900K. Let's see.
Yeah.
This might be relevant to some of you. Fix for a bug where completing the completionist challenges for the SKS are unlocking the associated camos for the Renetti. Kind of wish I would have known that was a bug, but they fixed it. Hold on, stop. They said they fixed it, so you should still try it, because it's very possible they didn't fix it. You have to take all of these patch notes with the biggest grain of salt. With a rock of Himalayan sea salt. So, what else? All right, so that's it for multiplayer, or that's it for general fixes, excuse me. Warzone,
Well, let's hit this real quick. Fruit by the Foot in chat. Just wanted to drop by and say I love the pod. Been listening on Spotify since I'm in Canada, and the time change is huge. Haha, but keep up the great content. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate that. Appreciate you making it live, checking it out.
So Fruit, I have to ask, did you come to twitch.tv/Razanon and then see that I'm hosting? Or were you like following us on Twitter or something? Like, how did you know that we were on Tanner's channel rather than mine, is my question. But I do echo Tanner's sentiment. It's great to have you here live. I really love when people say shit like that. Like, oh, I've been listening and then I wanted to stop in live. That's great. Like, it makes Tanner and I feel really, really good. So that's awesome. And he followed both of us offline on Twitch. Fantastic.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you here, dude. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. So, this one is interesting. Adjusted the speed and sizing of the circle. Tanner, have you looked into this at all?
Not the specifics exactly, but I heard it was anywhere from 70 to 100 seconds. I think it's slower now, isn't it?
Okay, so this is
The
interesting.
first couple zones are slower.
No. The very first circle, so when you first drop in, everywhere is fine. And then the first circle, or the first gas enclosure starts. That first gas enclosure is 90 seconds faster. A lot faster. A lot faster. Every other circle after that is slower than it used to be. So the total time for a game to end is slower. But the first circle is way faster. So you kind of get thrown into the game more quickly. But once you do, everything is a little slower than it used to be. How do you feel about this, Tanner?
I'm not entirely sure. I guess it kind of makes sense. I feel like to begin with, so there's a lot of players in this game that camp in buildings.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I never felt like there was a large amount of players that just rode the gas and stayed on the outside. Like there's games like PUBG where that's what everybody does because you can survive in the gas for a fucking half hour. But this game, you can't do that. So I don't think there's a lot of people staying on the gas like that. So I'm not sure if it has a huge impact. I don't play enough Warzone to really have that comprehension so far. But I don't know. Super weird. It's one of those things not a lot of people were really asking for. We'll just have to see how it plays. I am just glad hopefully there will be a little bit, more action at the very beginning because I'm usually dead within the first zone anyway, so that'll, get me out of there and back in the multiplayer quick enough.
Yeah. So my thoughts on this, I do like that they made the first circle faster, but I don't think they needed to slow down anything else. My ideal change would be that they make the first circle 90 seconds quicker as they did and then left everything else untouched. I think that would have been ideal to me. But regardless, this is still probably fine because the amount of seconds they slowed every other circle down is pretty small. The entire change is relatively small. The only one that's like jarringly noticeable is the first circle. So overall, fine with this. I just wish they wouldn't have touched the inner circles. But speeding up the first one is definitely a good change, in my opinion. So, okay, this one's important too. They brought back the cargo truck to solos for Warzone, but globally, they've reduced the turning speed, the acceleration, and the top speed of the truck. And if you've been listening for a while, you'll know this was exactly my recommendation for how to balance this truck. It's super tanky. It's super hard to be killed while you're in the truck. And the way to balance that is to make it way less maneuverable than it was. This is exactly what they've said they've done here. Did they actually do it? Who knows? But if they did, then this is exactly the right change to make to that cargo truck. So this is a great change that I think is perfect, because it was just OP to get, because it was almost as fast as every other vehicle, but it was also literally 600% more health. So it's good that they've made this change to make it slow and clunky with the advantage of being super tanky. So this is a great change in my view. You can now view the scoreboard in the pause menu, so you don't have to do a bunch of fucking calculus to get to the scoreboard in Warzone. That's good. Let's see. Tanner, go ahead and take this this new item, armor satchel. I'm gonna go piss out of my massive white cock, so I'll be right back.
There's a new item you can pick up. They call it an armor satchel. It allows you to carry up to 8 armor plates instead of 5 armor plates. They drop on death, so if you kill somebody who is carrying one, you can pick that up, and then you can hold 8 plates yourself. So they don't have any plates when you pick them up. It's just increasing the total count you could get. You know, so certain games you can pick up different backpacks where you can hold more items. That's essentially what this is, but all you can hold is just the extra plates. Guaranteed reward upon completing scavenger contract. So it replaces gas mask. So before, when you did the scavenger contract, you know, you got to go search 3 loot boxes. You get guaranteed loot, and a gas mask was one of those things. So now, instead of that, you're guaranteed an armor satchel. So that's a pretty good contract to go for now. I mean, scavenger, you found good loot in it before, but again, it's Warzone and Call of Duty Modern Warfare. All you have to do is save up a little bit of cash and get your custom loadout. So getting the good guns and the scavenger crates don't really fucking matter. So this is another one of those things where I'm not sure how I feel about it. It is annoying just constantly putting armor plates in. I get tired of it very quickly. But I don't think necessarily you should be able to hold more. I mean, that's the last thing we need, is people just camping in a building, you know, peeking out, taking a shot, getting hit once or twice, loading up another armor plate, but this time having 8 of them. Seems kind of dumb to me, but I don't play a whole lot of Warzone, so we'll find out. The gas mask will remain rare and loot and purchasable at the buy station still, related to that. Let's see, here's another one. Plunder...
Hold on.
Okay, I guess Razanon is pissed about this one, has something to say probably.
No, I'm not pissed about it, but I did want to move on from this because I have opinions. I'm not sure how I feel about this armor satchel, because at first I was like, this is cool because I always run out of armor often in Warzone, even when I have 5 stacks. But I think you're right. I think ultimately you shouldn't be a... Instead of adding a new, yeah, I don't know. Because you're right. Like, if you have 8 armor plates and you're in a squad of 4, you all have 8 armor plates. You can camp in a building for so fucking long and not be worried at all. At all. Because if you get shredded or even downed, you have a total of 32 reserve armor plates between your squad, to where you can really be at full capacity for banging it out for such a long time, that this is just going to encourage a lot more camping. And it's very easy to get this armor satchel because all you have to do is do a scavenger contract and you're guaranteed one. And then you could buy armor plates for $1,500, which is cheap as dick. I think it's too easy to acquire, and it's too many armor plates. And it doesn't necessarily encourage camping, but it does empower campers, if that makes sense. Because if you're camping a building and you guys run out of armor, you have to leave the building. Because you can't just keep peppering people while you're getting shredded and stay there if none of you have armor. Because then eventually you're going to run out of armor and you're going to die. But when you have all of these armor reserves, it makes you able to do that for a lot longer. And you're just prolonging the gas coming in closer. So it makes the camping position a lot more tenable, which I don't like. So I think I do agree with you that I don't like it, to be honest with you. As annoyed as I get when I run out of armor from a 5-stack, I think, look, dude, if you're getting fucking shredded and then barely surviving to re-armor up, I think the punishment should be big for that. And if you only have a max of 5 reserves, then I think that is a big punishment. If you have a max of 8 reserves, it's a lot less of a big punishment. So, I don't know. And low cap, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say instead of an armor satchel, we could make a compromise to do like have the default plate reserve max be like 6 and then leave it at that. I think that might be better, but even 5 might be fine. I don't know, but I don't like increasing it to 8. I don't like this, especially with how easy it is to get. If you added an armor satchel as like a buyable item at the station for like 4,000, 3,000, I think that would be decent too. Because then if you want everyone to have armor satchel on your team, it's quite expensive, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Again, it's one of those things where I'd have to play the game more to like kind of come to a thing. And low cap, you say the vast majority of gunfights don't turn into grinding armor down slowly. I don't know if I agree with you, because some teams play like that, where they will sit in a building that is very far at the center of the map, of the circle, and they've already gotten their loadouts. They've all gotten full stacks of armor. And then they just say, I'm not going for kills. I'm not trying to have fun. I'm trying to win. So I'm going to camp in this building. And if someone comes to me, I'll shoot out. But if no one comes to me, I'm just going to sit here until the gas comes to me. And those types of players, and there's always at least 2 or 3 teams that do this in every single Warzone game. For those types of players, the addition of armor satchel only makes that playstyle more viable, period. So even if it's not most of your gunfights that result in this, you're still rewarding players who play like that. And those players exist in every single game of Warzone. And those are not the types of players I want to reward, which is why I don't like the armor satchel. This is fucking crazy. This is the first time I've seen this. Plunder has introduced Plunder Raiding. When you finish a match of Plunder, you're now given a rating in the form of a coin. Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and more. The more cash your team collected, the cooler the coin. Get above 3.5 million to find out the highest rating. What? I have so many thoughts about this, but Tanner, I'm gonna let you start. Go ahead.
I read this and I'm just like, what the fuck does that even mean? Why would I care what coin I get? Unless I can exchange that coin for something. Hey, is that platinum coin going to give me 100 COD points? What would I give a shit about a coin for? Is this, the only thing I can think of, is this the start of some sort of a ranked deal that's coming into Warzone? You know, that'll eventually make its way to Battle Royale. You know, are there going to be overall rankings, bronze, silver, gold, platinum that you place in? I mean, it's so weird to me, and I can't wrap my head around it. I don't get it whatsoever. I'm not seeing the point. It's just fucking weird, dude. Like, get above 3.5 million to find out the highest rating. So what does that mean? Like, what if you get over 3.5 million? It's, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like the highest overall rating of anybody ever? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Ashton Williams, what the fuck does that mean?
Ooh, that's got some horsepower. Yeah, I agree. So they titled this Plunder Raiding. And my first thought when I read that was, this is my first time reading it. I just saw this. Was like they've added skill-based matchmaking to Plunder or something explicitly. Now, there probably already is skill-based matchmaking in Plunder. So that was my first thing. Was like, oh, they're admitting it. But no, maybe. What? So just like you said, what is a coin? Is that an emblem? Is it a token for double weapon XP? And it gives you more time based on what type of coin you got? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? And also, how many times have you seen someone get above $3.5 million in plunder? That's not rhetorical.
Never.
Absolutely never. Absolutely never. Right?
What's the highest we got? It's like maybe 1.3, 1.4 million, maybe at the most 1.5.
Dude, at the absolute most 1.5.
Yeah.
But the point of plunder is to have more money than everyone else. The point is not to get as much money as you possibly can. So we've never tried to get above 3.5 million. But how plunder works is once you hit $1 million, the game ends in 90 seconds from that point. Right? It's 90 seconds, right?
Something like that. 90 seconds, 2 minutes. It's pretty damn quick.
90 seconds to 3 minutes is max. And if it takes you, I mean, what's the average game of plunder? 10 minutes? 15 minutes to get 1 million?
20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, right. So if it takes you that time to get to 1 million, 3.5 million? Dude, that seems outrageously difficult. Outrageously difficult. Now, I know that when you enter the bonus round, once someone gets 1 mil, all of your earnings are increased, maybe even doubled. But still, even if we say that they're doubled, if it took you 15 minutes to get 1 million, then you would have to get another 750,000 in adjusted currency, since it's doubled, to get to 3.5 million. But except you'd have to do it in 90 seconds to 180 seconds. That seems outrageously difficult. And this brings me back to my main question. For what? A coin. What does that mean? These are the kind of patch notes we have accepted from Infinity Ward. How are they not going to explain what a coin is?
It has no meaning to it. Like, why would I care at this state? Why would I care what the fuck the coin is?
Yeah, like, I don't know why they would introduce this patch note as if there's a commonly understood meaning to what coins are, because you haven't explained what coins are. It doesn't make any sense. So that remains to be seen. I have no idea, and I am genuinely curious. So anyways, next section is special operations, which we're skipping entirely. If you wanted Spec Ops notes, unsubscribe from this podcast and go read the patch notes. You fucking idiot. Because we're never reading Spec Ops notes on this podcast.
If you play Spec Ops, fuck you.
So let's see. And then PC, a couple little bug fixes. So that covers it for that one. Okay. So that's the patch. That's the big patch. Which is now live. So a couple highlights. As we said, no more normal bounty contracts. I'm going to hit that one in a second. There was also a bunch of things that were changed that were not mentioned in the patch notes. One of these was that the AUG got a stealth nerf, very slight one. So the AUG is an SMG, and it has access to an ammo conversion to use 5.56 rounds, which are like assault rifle rounds. They slightly reduced the damage they do within 10 meters. So it's going to take a little more damage to kill someone who's very close if you're using the 5.56 ammo. But other than that, it's the same. It's a very slight nerf, but it is a nerf that they didn't mention. The shield turret and the recon drone will no longer appear on the enemy radar in Warzone. And they also removed the kill feed where player has left the game. When people leave, it doesn't tell you in the kill feed anymore. So on this shield turret and recon drone issue, what are your thoughts on this, Tanner?
Are you referring to the new time, that increased time?
No, that they'll no longer appear on the radar, which is what I just said.
Oh,
So,
sorry, I was reading something.
I'll keep that in mind.
It doesn't make any sense before that they were on the radar, so I don't understand again why it was ever there. I think they should be off. It's a good change. I didn't really notice that until when we were playing the other day with Crichton and Blood. Actually, I saw a shield turret on the map when we were close by and we were getting shit on because we suck at Warzone. And I'm like, why? That's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, why is the shield turret on the mini map? What the fuck? And I was so confused, and it was so dumb. So I'm glad that's gone.
I think it
Another
should be
Infinity
there.
Ward thing. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think it should be there in multiplayer, but it shouldn't be there in Warzone. Because if it's there in Warzone, then you actually should never use it in Warzone if it's just going to give away your position. So of course there shouldn't be a minimap indicator that you've put a shield turret down. So I think this is a very good change. And the same is for the recon drone. There should not be a minimap indicator that it's up. Maybe you could make an argument for the recon drone, but definitely not the shield turret. Just because the recon drone's mobile and the shield turret is not. Because then it defeats the purpose of using the shield turret. It's like, oh, okay, well, some red turret just appeared on my minimap. Guess where I'm not going ever, you know? So that's good. And then the kill feed player leave thing, that's cool, I guess. In Warzone, the timeout length of the trophy system, shield turret, and deployable cover have been increased to 10 minutes. That's good as well, I think. Because trophy system in multiplayer lasts for, I want to say, 1 to 3 minutes at the absolute max, which is... I mean, it definitely is useful in Warzone, even if it's that little amount of time. Because if you're like in a gunfight and you throw it down, you're going to get use out of it. So yeah, what do you think of this, Tanner? Do you think 10 minutes is too long? Do you think it should have been changed?
I don't know. I mean, when is a trophy system that valuable in Warzone that you would need it for 10 minutes? I know you can throw them on vehicles, apparently. That's the only thing I can possibly think. I mean, you're not... Hey, unless we're little fucking Timmy sitting in the corner camping, I don't see why I would need a trophy system to be placed for 10 minutes anyways, ever, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how I feel. That was a swag reference, by the way. He's a good YouTuber. Phase swag. Phase up.
Don't ever do that again.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm kind of apathetic to it, though. But it does definitely help campers, just like the shield, the armor satchel does. So overall, I'm kind of against this, but it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. So
yeah.
I'm going to move this down. So give me 1 second.
By the way, Nuka, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Ooh, Nuka, thanks for the follow.
How many gifted subs?
10 gifted subs, then the follow.
10 gifted subs and a follow. Let's go, dude.
Let's go, dude. Thank you, dude. Thank you. All right, so let's see. Okay, there's also a new weapon. So they added a new weapon to the game and didn't put it in the patch notes. That's kind of crazy, right? But they did. It's called the MK9 LMG. I've never used it. I have very limited experience even seeing it, but I watched an exclusive Ace video. I recommend you follow him. I say this on almost every episode. But it is, according to Ace, very similar to a Holger. So it's not like a big clunky LMG like an M91. It's a little more maneuverable, but I can't really say much more about it than that because I've never even seen it, let alone used it. So I'll have more to say about that in the future. The VLK Rogue now has Dragon's Breath. So most of you probably don't know what that is. It's a shotgun that was added probably a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, probably a month ago. It's semi-automatic with very limited range. They've added Dragon's Breath rounds to this shotgun. Before this change, it was definitely the worst shotgun in the game. So the fact that they put Dragon's Breath on it as an available attachment is good, because this might make it viable. It's definitely not going to make it the best shotgun. It's definitely not going to make it good, but it's definitely going to make it better. So that is good, I guess. And then lastly, I would pull this up for you guys, but I can't. So I'm just going to read. This is a tweet from Nate Gibson, who is one of my favorite PC Call of Duty players of all time. He streams, he makes YouTube videos, and he's fucking insane at this game. And he said, quote, "Jesus, the new M-Dub update completely broke the game. Matchmaking is broken. Game crashes after every match. Servers are busted. Cheaters are still crazy common. Yikes." Is anyone surprised? How many times do I have to say this before you guys get it into your heads? That every time there's a new update or patch in this game, it breaks. It just breaks. So this has been Nate Gibson's experience. Don't expect this game to be stable, especially if you're on PC, because it absolutely will not be. So Nate's just drawing attention to that. I haven't played yet, but I'm sure we're going to crash a couple times tonight. So
I have a question real quick. Do you think at this point in BO4's life cycle, was it as buggy as this game currently is? As many crashes, bugs, things like that?
I think in week 2 of BO4's life cycle, it wasn't as buggy as this game is.
Really? We had a lot of crashes in BO4, though. I will tell you that. We did crash quite a bit.
The reason we were crashing is because we were overclocking. As soon as I stopped overclocking, I almost never crashed.
That's true.
But I don't know. I could say a lot of shitty things about BO4, but it was not nearly as buggy as this game is. Like, dude, Field Upgrade Pro still doesn't work. That is unconscionable. Unconscionable. So.
Catch up on chat real quick. We haven't got to chat in a while.
Go ahead, Tater.
Damascus told me with my new gifted subs, I can upgrade my 3-pixel webcam. He said throw it on a company credit card. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get a petition to get Tanner to get a better webcam, please?
Hey, let me get a fucking new i9 first. So chill. Have y'all been stimulated? Yes, I got my stimulus check.
Yeah, as did I. I also use a credit card like an adult, but yeah.
Yeah. And Nuka said regarding the circle is slower, but it still kills you the same. Yeah. Blood, I watched a guy get 5 back-to-back wins with 0 kills. His squad all had munitions boxes and stims. Jesus Christ, yeah.
Stim, yikes.
Low cap should just be, yeah, well, we already talked about that actually. And yeah, and Blood was talking about the armor, basically saying the value of each plate is 100. If you take 175 damage, you now have 125 armor. If you replenish one plate, you now have 200 armor when it should be 225. Yeah, the armor plates don't really make any sense right now. They should just fix them. So it just gives you like 100 armor every time. Instead of if you have 40 health less than the next armor tier, it just fills up to that. It's weird. Doesn't really seem to make any sense. Let's see. Blood, yeah. Don't worry, Blood. I'll be all over that. New Intel CPUs announced tomorrow. Glida, what's up, Glida? Tillamook ice cream is the best. Yeah, I've been to Tillamook. It's in Oregon, by the way. Yeah, I've been there.
Oh my god.
I've been to the factory. It's where I bought the shirt.
He's
actually.
also been to
It was so
Somalia,
fucking dope.
So
Imagine just going to an ice cream and cheese factory. It was so cool. Dragon's Breath Origin would be so fun. Fuck you, Blood. Don't ever say that again. Okay, we can move on.
okay, I'll keep that in mind. So where were we? Oh yeah. Okay. So moving on. Players can now drop a weapon in COD Warzone, which is good. I've wanted this feature. Like, I don't know why it wasn't a feature, but now you can. So let's say you have whatever, your MP7, your HDR, and then you buy back your teammate that you're carrying. That happened a lot with me when I was playing with Tanner. I would buy him back and he'd go, "Oh, Rez, I don't have a weapon." And I'd be like, "I wish I could just drop you this gun, but I can't. Now I can." So that's a good feature that they've added. Let's see. We've gone through that. Okay, here's the next thing. So here's another... Dude, god damn it, Tanner. This is where I wish so badly that we were doing this on my channel. But unfortunately, I can't.
Yeah.
Okay. So they've introduced...
We can explain it.
I'll do my best. It's actually quite easy to explain, so it's not going to be terribly trying. So, Tanner, how long have they been hyping up this new mastery camo in this game?
It was first announced over a month ago. They talked about
6
it.
6 weeks?
Oh, at least, yeah.
At least 6 weeks, right?
I mean, they haven't been hyping it up for a long time. It wasn't until like 2 weeks ago, maybe, that Joe Seacock started saying stuff about it, saying there's a new camo coming. Mm-hmm. All he kept saying was it's going to require a lot of grinding. So in his defense, he never said it was good. Maybe he thinks it's shit too. I'm sure he does. He's a fucking idiot if he enjoys it.
Well, he designed it, so... Or he was the head of the design team for this.
Well,
so
yeah, he just sits in his office, and his slaves that are getting paid half of what he does brings them their shit work, and he says, "Looks good, let's send it out." So he didn't design it. He just, let it go by.
I'll keep that in mind. So anyways, they've been touting this new mastery camo that they're going to unveil to the public for about 6 weeks, I would say. And it was going to require, quote, a lot of grinding, which that was a lie because people already have it. So that was a lie. And it was this new type of camo for your guns that would require an incredible grind and ostensibly was going to be very cool and exclusive and unique. And you would hope it's good looking. So none of those things were true. So let's go through none of them. So let's go through the details. So this is called the Obsidian camo in Modern Warfare. Now, Obsidian is the name of an excellent development company who created Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 back in, I want to say, 2006. But unfortunately, the quality of that studio has no bearing on the quality of this camo. So here's how it's unlocked. If it's on an assault rifle, you need to get 15 kills in a match 200 times. So if I queue for Ramaza, I get 15 kills in a TDM match, and then the game ends. That's 1 out of 200. If I get 30 kills, it's 2 out of 200. If I get 29 kills, it's 1 out of 200. So you have to get kills in multiples of 15. So that's number one. And then with an SMG, 150 times, pistol 100 times, shotgun 150 times, and then the launchers, you destroy 100 kill streaks. Not in one match, obviously. So they're all fantastically easy to get, first of all. There have been people who unlocked it in a matter of 4 to 6 hours, I would say. When did you first see the first screenshot of this in-game, Tanner?
Well, I mean, the update came out at midnight last night. So technically, if people were playing all day long, I mean, I don't know. They may have played 12 hours. I don't know. I don't see how you could get it in 4 to 6 hours, to be honest. Also, regarding your thing where if you get 30 kills, that counts as 2, there's a lot of people speculating that's just a bug, and that's not how it's actually going to be. Because it does say 15 kills in a round. So we'll see. That may end up changing. But currently, if you get 30 kills, that'll count as 2 out of 200. It may at some point change to, if you get over 15 kills in a match, that's it. You'll only get 1. But we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a bug, but at present, that's how this is. That's how this works.
Yeah.
So now that's it. So one of the prerequisites for getting Obsidian, in their defense, is that you have to have the weapon gold before you can start unlocking this. So if they say it takes a substantial grind to unlock it, you could say, sure, if I'm starting from nothing, then I have to get the weapon gold, which takes a while. And then on top of that, I have to do all these extra things. And then at that point, you could say it takes a substantial amount of time. Fair. But most of the players who give a shit about this have the weapon gold, or they're at least relatively close, because the game has been out for 5 fucking months now. And the evidence of that is that there have been a bunch of people already who have Obsidian on certain weapons. But the worst part of all of this, and if you're watching the VOD, you'll see this, is that this is how the camo fucking looks in game. Now, I wish so deeply that Tanner could show you guys this, show this to you guys live on stream. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the image in Twitch chat. So if you're watching live, go ahead and press that link, and you can see what Obsidian looks like in game for a console player. And console players can't adjust their graphic settings, by the way. So they're not going to be able to make it look differently than this.
It's absolutely fucking horrendous. It's so bad.
So to those of you who are listening, so Obsidian, if you've ever read a book, it just means like black. It means more than that, but the color of it is basically black. Just like black. It's like kind of a texturized, weird looking black. But how that appears in game, it looks almost identical to a weapon that has no camos whatsoever. But this is supposed to be a mastery camo that's super hard to get. And that's your fucking reward. A black ass gun that has no frills, features. It very barely stands out from a factory gun. And I just find this so fucking funny to me. It's just so funny. Like, I saw this, Tanner sent it to me in a tweet, and he said, LMAO. And then when I opened the tweet, I also LMAO'd. Because it's such a fucking miscarriage of art development. What are your thoughts on this camo, Tanner?
It's so bad, and I've been so excited for this camo. Like Blood said in chat, what did it say? He said, "Give us diamond for fuck's sake." I would have loved diamond. It's unfortunate that this game goes for the realistic, approach, which I understand. That's what they've done with, that's what they're trying to do with most of the games. So it makes sense. They're not going to give us some stupid animated, shit or diamond. But it's just so disappointing. I've been so excited for this since I saw them tweet that. I've been so excited because I initially thought it was going to be something you unlocked after Damascus. I'm like, holy shit, there's something even higher than Damascus. There's not. So, I mean, there's still no reason to run this when I have Damascus. I put in way more hours and work to get that than getting one gun Obsidian. So it's just a huge letdown. This whole patch has been a huge letdown, to be frank. So
a disastrous letdown. And that's been the story of Modern Warfare. Like, that's really been the story of Modern Warfare. So do you remember we were speculating on what it would require to unlock this camo. Do you remember that conversation, Tanner?
Yeah, we were saying like talking about. I was thinking headshots, a bunch of headshots or something similar. But then you had said that was already, in the game, so it was going to be retroactive, et cetera, et cetera.
And then I was talking about like 500 or 1,000 kills.
Yeah.
Easier than both of those. Easier than both of those.
Yeah.
So this is just the most obvious like post hoc like band-aid kind of like assuaging the feelings of like grinders, and it's not going to take a grinder long to get to get these at all, and it just looks so bad that it's not even worth it. And it's easier to get. It's even easier to get than platinum. Did you ever consider that?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, a lot easier.
Like platinum takes more time than this. Gold takes less time because you have to get gold before you can do this, but you don't have to get platinum before you do this. So even platinum would still be more of a grinder symbol than Obsidian would. So it's just weird to me. I mean, I get why they added it to assuage the community, as I said, but it's a terrible, terrible thing to add. And if you're going to add it, at least make it look decent. But it looks fucking atrocious. It's the worst thing in the game. So,
yeah.
Really funny, but sad. I don't know. It's just dumb. So, another letdown, of course. So, next item here. More Twitch drops. So, if you watch select Twitch streamers... By the way, Tanner, add this to your notes. Enable drops on my channel. Add that to your notes.
It's enabled by default. I saw that somewhere and I had it enabled.
Okay.
Hey, I'll put it in the notes, but I don't need to.
You should, just to make sure, because I doubt you did it right, because you don't listen. But yeah, if you watch select Twitch streamers, you get bonus rewards in MDub. They've done this many times. And this is only through the 6th. So, like a week from now, it'll end. And then here, let's see. What are the rewards? So if you watch for an hour, you get a swing into action calling card. 2 hours, you get an emblem, and 3 hours, you get a watch. And I will link to you guys what those look like in the chat. But if you are not on the chat, then I will show it to you in the VOD. So you can see here, that is what those look like. Here's the calling card, here's the emblem, and then here's the watch. So if you're interested in those things, you can get them from watching drops enabled streamers from 1 to 3 hours in length. And then you can get all 3 of those pretty easy. So something good to know. Let's see. What else do we have here? And then that pretty much covers it for patch notes. So this is a very interesting article that we're going to go over next. So next we're moving on to the news and upcoming changes segment. And the first thing that is upcoming is that they are looking into adjustments to akimbo snake shots and RPGs in Warzone. So iDub has confirmed that they are actively working on updates for some OP weapons that players are using across the game, particularly in Warzone. Joe Seacott confirmed on Twitter that an adjustment to the infamous akimbo snakeshot weapons will be coming in a smaller update in the near future. The adjustment is going through a round of testing internally. Now, by the way, who called this before this was even in the game? Anyone? Anyone?
Twitch.tv/Razanon.
Twitch.tv/Razanon. This is exactly what I said, and this was the exact, precise, particular prognostication I made. When I heard that there were going to be akimbo pistols, I said, you fucking watch and wait and listen, because akimbo magnums with snake shot rounds is going to be a fucking disaster. And who was right, bitch? I was right. Now this is just a rampant problem, because of course it is. Because unlike the developers of this shit game, I actually play it. So when completely wild, stupid propositions to changes to this game are made, I know what the implications of those changes will be. And one of them, of course, was going to be that akimbo snakeshot is dummy OP. 4 months later, they finally caught on to what I had been saying before it was even in the game, which is, of course, akimbo snakeshot is OP. So they're looking to nerf it. Great. They also confirmed that they will include adjustments to the RPGs, which have become all too common in Warzone, with users using them in all situations to take out teams and vehicles easily. So, that was all they said on that. What would constitute an acceptable balance change to each of those things, Tanner?
In my opinion, snakeshot akimbo shouldn't even be in Warzone. Should just be taken out.
Shouldn't be in the game.
It shouldn't be in the game, period. Yeah.
Right.
Remember when people were excited for akimbo when they heard like, yo, akimbo's in the game? Fuck you. This is why you wouldn't actually like the older Call of Duties if you played them when they were remastered because of shit like that, and then you'd complain and say it's overpowered. So fuck you.
Imagine complaining about akimbo snake shots, but also wanting akimbo 1887s.
Yeah, you're a dumb shit.
You're an idiot. So yeah,
RPGs need to just see. It's like I don't really have an answer anybody wants to hear because my answer is just remove explosives, as in RPGs, Pilas, Strellas. Remove all of that and get rid of akimbo. That's my fucking answer. I think akimbo is just that's why I had such a small amount of fun when we played Warzone last time. Every time I died, it was akimbo something or an RPG. I mean, the very first game we played, my first kills, I bust out an RPG because I kept seeing people talk about it on Twitter. My very first kill, I saw a vehicle driving, I put an RPG into him, and I killed all 3 of them instantly. It's dumb. It's not fun.
Yeah.
And I stopped using it after that because I knew I was a piece of shit, and I went to an AX50 non-thermal. So it's dumb.
Yeah. So my propositions are different than yours. I think there is a place for launchers in Warzone, but first let's tackle this akimbo snakeshot issue. When you do equip akimbo pistols, it does lock you out of certain attachments already. So one of those is stippled grip tape. You are not allowed to use stippled grip tape with akimbo pistols at the same time. They could very easily do this for snakeshot. So you're either allowed to use akimbo or snakeshot. You can't use both. Done. That is the easiest way to balance snakeshot right now. Because even without akimbo, snakeshot is very good. It's viable, but it's not overpowered. So that's fixed right out of the gate if they made that change, number one. And then with the launchers, I think you should still allow them. But I think every launcher, when it makes direct impact with a vehicle, it should automatically and instantly disable the vehicle, but it should not blow the vehicle up. So it still would make sense to use a launcher, because if someone is trying to run you over, you can disable it and then switch to a gun and kill them all. But it doesn't make it so easy to where you automatically, every single time with reliability, instantly kill an entire team if they're all in a vehicle and you land an RPG on them. I think that would be the perfect way to balance both of these things. So launchers will disable vehicles, but it doesn't automatically blow them up, so that you have 4 sitting ducks in an ATV or a Jeep or the cargo truck. But you don't just get a free kill on 4 people. That's insane. That is way too overpowered. And I think if they did that change, that this would be perfectly balanced, in my opinion. But launchers do have a place, because if you didn't have launchers in Warzone at all, then everyone would just always be driving vehicles with no repercussions. and it would just be like fucking a monster truck derby in the final circle, because you could drive a vehicle as much as you want without fear of dying, especially the cargo truck. So I think you do need launchers, but they shouldn't auto kill vehicles. It should disable them. That's how I feel.
Yeah, Damascus, if you want akimbo pistols, go play Red Dead. Yeah, good point. Razadon hasn't played that game, by the way. He doesn't play single player games. So.
Correct. So here's another little interesting news item. Players find a new access card in the Warzone map. So there have been sections of the Warzone map that are like these tunnels to underground bunkers, and there are keypads that say like press X to open, but when you press X, nothing happens. And players have been trying to get into these since Warzone launched with no success. And they've just released these red access cards. These almost certainly are going to pertain to getting into these bunkers. I don't know if these are going to be sufficient to get into any of the bunkers, but they're at least almost certainly a piece of the puzzle. So let's see. So players are able to pick up these cards and hold onto them, but it is not yet clear what you can do with them. The cards could be, basically, the cards are some sort of key to enter the locked bunkers that fans have been seeing around the map. So there's really not much information on this, other than to say that these will be a component, a feature in getting into these locked little bunkers. Any thoughts on this, Tanner?
I'm thinking also it'll be to get into the locked bunkers.
Obviously.
You know, we can put our tinfoil hats on and come up with all sorts of things.
Black helicopters.
I saw people saying things like it was gonna, you know, you get a red card, you go into the bunker and it drops a nuke on the map or something and you win the game. But
no way.
That's so I know. And there were people saying that on Reddit. I'm like, what?
Those people are idiots.
You're a fucking idiot. Yeah, it's like, what? Why would you want that? Why would you just want to end the game by getting a card? Now, unless it's something like if you get a card, it tells everybody where you constantly are on the map and you have to move to a bunker and, you know, it takes a minute or something to type in this keypad to get into it, you know, shit like that. That's what people are thinking. I don't think it's going to be that at all.
Okay, so let me reframe the question. What do you think is inside the bunkers?
Realistically, maybe really good loot, but again, doesn't matter because you get custom loadouts. I don't know, dude. This game doesn't make any sense. So whatever we say isn't going to be right, because what they're going to put in is going to be an idea that's way worse than any of ours that we could have came up with on our own. So either way, it's going to be something fucking dumb, probably. Joe Seacott probably came up with it.
I think what will be in these bunkers, number one, there's going to be a loadout drop. So there's going to be it's either going to be a crate or it's going to appear differently, but it's going to function the same. Where you go in there, you can automatically pick out your own loadout. Number one, I would be shocked if that wasn't in there. I wouldn't be shocked, but that should be in there. Number two, I think beyond that, they would probably also have like a bunch of maybe not a bunch, but like some kill streaks. So like a UAV or two, a precision or two, a cluster or two, just really good loot plus access to your own loadout. I think that is likely in the bunker. Nothing else would really make sense to me. That's the way I see it.
I just had a thought.
Okay.
What if in the bunker you open it up and there's a tank in there? Every MW,
dude,
every MDubs devs fucking wet dream right there.
That would be that would make me laugh so hard because of how dumb it would be. Oh my god, that's so funny, dude. Can you imagine? I'm gonna clip this, and if it actually comes to pass, dude, that would be so funny. I hope to fucking Osiris that that's not the case. But I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. But Jesus Christ. So we'll see. Anyway, there's some progress on how to get inside. I don't know if this access card is going to be sufficient to get us into the bunker, but it's definitely at least part of the puzzle. I would bet my life on that. Because what else would an access card do? Every other area of the map is accessible. So they're also going to add golden vehicle skins coming to Warzone with a bundle. So if you give a shit about having a gold vehicle so you can look like fucking El Chapo, then you can do that. And here's what it will look like.
They're making so much money off these people buying these dumb skins for Warzone. It's nutty.
Yeah, they really are. And they're going to make more. So you can get gold fucking vehicles. So that's something to keep in mind. So that's interesting. And then we're also going to have some more MW playlists starting May 5th. So let's see. So there's going to be double XP, double weapon XP, and double tier progression in Modern Warfare and Warzone starting Friday, May 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific time, ending May 4th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So for 3 days. And then when that ends on May 5th, there will be 3 new multiplayer modes. Gunfight Knives Only, holy shit, Demolition, and Gun Game Reloaded. So, let's see. What is Demolition? Do you know, Tanner?
Isn't it similar to like Domination, but you plant bombs or something? I don't know.
Something like that. It's like Domination plus Search or some shit like that. Yeah. So they've been teasing Demolition as a play mode for I think like a month to 6 weeks now. So we're finally going to see it. It's shittier Search and Destroy, says Lowcap. So yeah, something like that.
Search and Destroy with respawns, essentially.
Yeah. And then Gun Game Reloaded. So Gun Game is basically everyone starts with like a pistol. And then as soon as you get a kill, your pistol automatically changes to an AUG. And then if you get a kill with the AUG, it automatically changes to a Dragunov. And it keeps going through that for like 15 weapons. And then when you get the kill with the final weapon, you win. So whoever does that first wins. And if you get knifed, then you revert back a weapon. That's Gun Game Reloaded. So both of those modes sound like disasters to me, which brings me to Gunfight Knives Only. Tanner, what are your thoughts?
Absolutely fucking terrible. Horrible idea.
There's no worse game mode I can think of than Gunfight Knives Only.
So just everyone remember this. Gunfight Knives Only is going to be in the game before Warzone Duos, which has a player base of over 60 million players. Remember that. Fuck you, Infinity Ward.
How crazy
I hope you
is
never
that?
publish a Call of Duty title again. You're fucking stupid.
Dude, they've done so... For such a good development company for Modern Warfare, MW2, MW3, those were all such good games. And then this shit. Complete garbage. I'm sure I'm missing 1 or 2 games by this development company, but Jesus Christ, man. Gunfight Knives Only? What is the point of that? That is so dumb. How could you play that more than once or twice before being incredibly bored of it? You can't even level like random weapons to progress toward like getting new attachments for all the guns in general. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, these all sound terrible. So I'm hoping none of these replace Shoot the Ship. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they need to leave. Don't play Shoot the Ship that often, but for the players
Who want Damascus?
mental, well, yeah, So many people ask for it. It just needs to stay. So I hope they just leave it in at this point. It needs to be a permanent playlist.
Yeah, true. Also true. Like, everyone loves that playlist. Even if you don't play it all the time, it's nice to just have it on deck. See what I did there? Shoot the ship. Ship deck. Anyways.
Cricket.
Cricket. So, yeah. Anyway. By the way, if you happen to be a member of the... a citizen of the United Kingdom, I have nothing against Protestants. In all seriousness, it's a joke. My family has a deep hatred. My grandparents and above and older have a very deep hatred for the Protestants. So I find the bit funny, but I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'm a cosmopolitan. And if you don't know what that means, or if you only think of the magazine when you hear that word, read a book.
Blood.
So
Said Tanner needs a stream deck before he gets a new webcam. You are absolutely fucking correct, Blood. And that's what I told my stupid, dumb, shit, whore wife. Just kidding. That's what I told my beautiful wife to get me for my birthday, which is on Monday, by the way. So May 4th. So
if somebody wants to gift, birthday?
If somebody wants to gift like 400 subs for May 4th, that's, you know, you can do that if you want. I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe I will.
You should.
But yeah, so I'm either going to buy one next week or I'll get one at some point. The Best Buy near me just had them in stock too. I should have just went and bought it. They're out of stock now. To get any
utility out of a stream deck, you also have to have more than one scene. So.
Okay. May the 4th. Yes, Blood. Yeah.
So, the last thing I wanted to show you guys, I'll show for the video, but you guys aren't going to be able to see this, but I will link it in Twitch chat, is this is the coolest thing I've ever fucking seen. So I'm going to paste this in Twitch chat. And for the video watchers, watch this overlay, okay? Ready, set, play.
So this is my new Modern Warfare 2 intermission screen. Fully customized. So on the right side is the chat. On the bottom scrolling text, it's the 7 most recent events in the stream. My webcam's where the map would be, and then when someone follows, this pops up. It's the Xbox 360 notification, and then when someone subscribes, it's the Modern Warfare 2 player card alert. So this is my new Modern Warfare 2 intermission.
That is the coolest fucking overlay I've ever seen. So for those of you who are just listening, first of all, youtube.com/c/Razanon. You can find full video episodes there, so you can see that. But it's this guy has made a Twitch like intermission screen for when he's between games. And it's exactly like the Modern Warfare 2 lobby screen. And where like the player list is chat messages. And then if you get a new follower, it says like Razanon is now online in the Xbox 360 alert notification style. And then if Razanon subscribes, it'll say Razanon has subscribed in the fashion of Razanon has just gotten a 5-kill streak in Modern Warfare 2. So it comes up on the bottom with the calling card and it says Razanon is subscribed, but all in the exact Modern Warfare 2 like text and stuff. It is the most creative, coolest fucking overlay I've ever seen. You saw this, right, Tanner?
It's so cool.
It's fucking really cool. I don't know how this guy did it, but I want it so bad. I tweeted him. I was like, dude, let me buy this, please. Like, create a customizable version where you could change your name and shit and import it into your stream. I would use this all day, dude, all day. This thing is so fucking dope. So I really want that. So if you're just listening, I strongly recommend. You could even search for at Soar Ostin on Twitter, and it's his pinned tweet. So it's at SOAROWSTIN. Go to his Twitter And then he has like a 30-second video showcasing this Modern Warfare 2 lobby intermission overlay for his Twitch. It's so fucking creative and cool. Such a good idea. Like, I'm such a huge fan of it. It's awesome. 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 So I really want that, but yeah. So anything else, young Tanner?
No, I don't think there is anything else.
I think that is about it. Hopefully I can stream the next pod on Saturday. I'm sure I'll be able to. It was just an issue with Twitch, but we're going to get some fucking games in right now. So for you podcast listeners, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.